Hey guys, STTM here, and in today's video, we have the final bracketology of the 2024-2025 season. So yeah, guys, but before we get into it, make sure you like, subscribe, put on notifications, and comment on the video, as it lets me know what you think, gets me more recommended. And if you put on notifications, you will literally be updated on the latest STTM videos that you do not want to miss. And I just appreciate it. So yeah, guys. Now, enough with the Japanese, and let's get straight into the video. Bow! Alright. So for this final bracketology, our first four out will be North Carolina, Xavier, Indiana, and Ohio State. I think this is a pretty understandable first four out. All these teams, for me, I just don't see getting in. I mean, I think North Carolina could still get in, but everybody else, I just don't see it. I really don't want to see Xavier get in. I don't think they're that good, to be honest. I think the Big East is just four teams. The ACC could be four teams, but I feel like right now, it looks like it's just going to be three. Dayton could steal the title from VCU, but I don't really see them getting in. I don't really see Wake Forest or SMU, and I think UC Irvine is pretty much cooked. So let's now go to the bracket. Scroll around it overall. And also, I didn't include North Texas in the first four out and next four out because I don't really know if they're going to even beat UAB, but they could potentially win the conference and steal a bid. But let's just look at the current bracket. All right, so for the first game, we got Duke versus the winner of St. Francis and South Carolina State, and I think St. Francis is going to lose. South Carolina State, to me, is a more talented team, and then Duke, easy win. Memphis and Utah State. I'm going to pick Utah State. Don't get me wrong, Memphis has played great all season, but I think Utah State has a little bit more more chemistry because for me, Memphis just looks like it's PJ Haggerty, and that's pretty much it, which is not good. So, yeah. Then Oregon, Boise State, and Texas. I'm going with Texas to win, and I think Texas will upset Oregon. I think Oregon has really great coaching, but I think Texas, they're an SEC team. They've been through tough teams. I think if they've beaten tougher teams than Oregon in the season, I think they could beat Oregon. Clemson and Yale. Yale is a really solid team. They're a great roster overall, but just give me Clemson. Clemson is much stronger with guys like Ian Shefflin, Dylan Hunter, and Chase Hunter. St. Mary's and UC San Diego. I like UC San Diego to pull off the upset here. I think UC San Diego has more talent. I mean, St. Mary's, they played very well all season. Augustus Marichalonis and crew were cooking with the Gales, but looks like the Tritons are going to get the win this time. And then Texas Tech beats Montana. Not too shocked. Darian Williams and JT Toppin, two future NBA players. They're definitely getting that win. And then between UCLA and Arkansas, I think Arkansas is better built. And then St. John's is definitely going to beat Omaha. So now let's go to Duke and Utah State. I take Duke for the win here. I think Clemson is not – I don't think Texas is going much further. I think UC San Diego upsets Texas Tech. That team is super good. That team's so underrated. And then Arkansas is going to pull off a crazy upset versus St. John's. And then Duke is going to beat Clemson. And UC San Diego is going to go crazy and go all the way to the Elite Eight. But that's not going to do anything as the Duke Blue Devils get the win. Houston and SIU Edwardsville. Pretty obvious take for me. It's Houston. LJ Cryer, Juwan Roberts, JoJo Tugler, Emmanuel Sharp, I think his name. Emmanuel Sharp. All very talented. Ole Miss and Baylor. I'm going with Ole Miss. I like their veteran presence a lot more. I like their veteran presence a lot with guys like Matthew Murrell, Sean Padula, Malik Dia, Jalen Blake, Jamin Blakefield. Very, very talented roster. Very underrated roster. They're getting that win. Arizona High Point. I would pick Arizona to be upset here, but High Point has never really been to March Madness, so I don't really know how they would do. Wisconsin and Akron. I think Wisconsin's a very overrated roster in my opinion, but give me Wisconsin. Missouri and West Virginia. West Virginia will take down Colorado State in the last four in game, and then they're going to go on and beat Missouri. I think Caleb Grill, Mark Mitchell, and Tamar Bates have played incredible, but something about that West Virginia roster, I don't know. That's just a real, like Tucker DeVries and crew, they've been great. So let's get them the win. Iowa State's going to beat Lipscomb, but it's going to be pretty close because a guy like Jacob Ognasovich, who's really great for Lipscomb, he's gonna play well, but Iowa State is more overall more talented, obviously. But yeah, Creighton and Drake. I'm going with the Drake upset. Bennett Sturts, he's crazy. He's been crazy. He's really good. Give me Drake. Tennessee is gonna beat Drake, and then Iowa State is gonna beat West Virginia, and then Houston and Arizona. And then I got Houston versus Tennessee. And then, actually, no, I got Houston and Iowa State. I will go with a second one seed in the Final Four. I feel like that's pretty unlikely if this were the bracket. But just give me them, man. Houston, they've been playing great. And then Auburn will play the winner of Iona and Alabama State, which I think is going to be Iona. So let's load in Iona, and then Auburn's going to win that. I'm going to go with UConn. I don't really trust Mississippi State in March that much. I don't know why, but I just don't trust them in a March Madness game super often whenever they make the tournament. So yeah, I'm going with VCU to upset Purdue, and I'm gonna take. I'm using that take because Purdue, I feel like, is just Trey Kaufman, Wren, Braden Smith, and Fletcher Lawyer. While I feel like VCU has a little bit like involvement from everybody, which I feel like that is like something for a good March Madness team. So give me them. And Gonzaga and Maryland are going to win. Gonzaga is playing great as a recent. I think Miles Bird, Magoon Guath, and crew could definitely pull off the upset, but Gonzaga is starting to play like how they're supposed to be playing. And Maryland is the Crab Five. They obviously get a win. I have Oklahoma actually beating Marquette because Oklahoma seems more talented. I like that kid, Jeremiah Fears. Oklahoma's an SEC team. They're used to better competition overall. Give me the Sooners. Now, Oklahoma, Alabama. Alabama. I have Gonzaga upsetting Maryland. I like the Crab Five a lot, but Gonzaga's really starting to play great basketball as of recent. And then I got Kentucky and Auburn. I think Auburn's still going to win that game. And then I got Gonzaga pulling off a crazy upset, but Gonzaga's run is going to end as Auburn. Now, this is 3-1 seeds. Don't get me wrong. I will admit I'm not putting in Florida. I do not think Florida is Final Four worthy. But those 3-1 seeds are probably the three teams that is either one of those teams is going to win. I don't really see any team outside of them winning March Madness, so I feel like it makes sense to put them in the Final Four. Florida and Wofford. Florida, they get to win that. New Mexico gets to beat Kansas. Kansas has been very disappointing this season. They were supposed to be the best team in the entire country, but they just were not. BYU, feel like it's a pretty easy win. Igor Demon and Cannon Catchings and Fousseyni Traore and crew, they're going to dominate in March. I think they're going to play well. McNeese is going to be Texas A&M because McNeese, they have experience in March. They're a really solid roster. Their student manager is going to give them advice. He is chill like that. I have McNeese beating Texas A&M. Michigan and Vanderbilt. I'm going with Michigan. Now, Vanderbilt isn't really in a good situation, and whenever they make March, they never really are because the committee really dislikes Vanderbilt, so I think they're going to get done dirty like usual. They should not, but they definitely do. Illinois, I feel like, is more talented overall than Georgia. Louisville, pretty obvious take. And Michigan State's pretty obvious take. Now, Michigan, I think, is going to upset Louisville. I like Louisville's roster a lot, but Michigan has Vlad Golden and Danny Wolf. That big man duo is going to be really scary in March. Michigan State, I think, is actually going to lose to Illinois. I don't know why I would pick that, but I feel like Illinois is at least they're a little bit more well-rounded overall-wise. So give me the Fighting Illini. Florida's going to lose to New Mexico and then BYU. Then I got BYU and Illinois. Illinois is at least has more than just big men, unlike Michigan, and BYU is a very talented roster. But then Illinois is going to come in. There's one ACC, one Big 12, one SEC, one Big 10. Who's coming out to the final? It's going to be Auburn. And I'm actually going Houston. I feel like Duke is a little unexperienced, so they might fall short. But then I think Auburn is actually going to fall short to Houston. Auburn is really just a bunch of seniors in Todd Pettit-Fold, while Houston, I feel like, has some youth movement, and they have a little more experience in a position like this. Auburn, they let us down last season, and then I think they're going to go really far, but they're still going to let a bunch of they're still going to let a bunch of people's brackets down. But they're going to go insanely far in the tournament. But they're still going to let you guys down, like lose in the final. They're going to either just lose in the final, Final Four, or elite. I still think they could win. That's what I think, but if Duke or Houston are out, then I think Auburn is going to win. But I got Houston, man. Houston as my March Madness champion for the men's side. When the video, the regular bracket comes out, I will be doing the women's bracket too, by the way. It's not just going to be the men's. I'm doing both brackets. Just to let you guys know. But yeah, guys, let me know what you think in the comments below, as STTM is out. See y'all next time. Road to 500 subs!